What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Stocks by the Numbers, and today is Tuesday the 19th. I know I'm coming at you guys late, but honestly, I didn't have much to say, but I wanted to do an update video here on Nikola because I know a lot of people are watching it, trading it, own it, try to own it. So let's see what happened here. First of all, I'm a beast, and now I am 3 for 3 on Nikola and basically nailed the call that took place about 10-12 days ago. And for those of you just joining us, Nikola Corporation, ticker symbol NKLA. This company is in the motor vehicle sector, of course. Hydrogen fuel cell trucks, doing some high-techy shit. And what happened? So this is when you guys wanted me to do a video back on Thursday, September 7th. And as you see, the stock was slightly over $1, between about $1.02 and $1.05. And what did I tell you? Hit him with the Robert De Niro. What did I tell you? Don't buy anything. And I wanted you to wait for that $1 level right here, this long-term bottom support trend line at $1. And as you see, Friday morning, boom, immediately broke through and drops down into the low 90s and continues downward. Now, going into that Monday morning, you can see top of your screen the O, the H, the L, the C, the open, the high, the low, the close. You can see that the low, 81.4 cents, almost to the T of where we called it would come down to and test support if it did break that roughly dollar trend line level. And then, of course, took a day or two, flattened out, tightened up, and then boom, had that big explosion and has gone from the low 80s to as high as $1.65 today, since pulling back roughly about 10 cents, closed at $1.55, down 3 cents after hours, currently to $1.52. So, what is going to happen now? Well, this is the hard part about investing, right? Because now, like, we had an analysis and we knew what to do if it bounced or if it broke, and it went to the level we wanted, and then like here you should have bought, and then boom, you catch this explosion. Now you're up like 100%. So in the last day or two, again, on its way up, it was hitting 120, 130, 135. So any of you who sold in the last day or two, nothing wrong with that. Phenomenal percentage gain, and congratulations, because in the end, that's what it all comes down to. So don't beat yourself up if it kept going. Don't worry about that. Just look for the next opportunity. But here at $1.50, if we back it up, now it's in the middle of the range, right? I mean, it is above the 20-day moving average, right? It still does have some bullish characteristics to it, and it could get up to about this $1.99 level, $2 level. But I did personally have a feeling that it would get back to the middle of the range. And again, if we back it up, we can see basically since inception, the stock has been downward in this descending wedge. So that's why I said, in my opinion, regardless if it breaks up or even breaks below this line, it will most likely remain in this channel going into, I feel, in my opinion, the 2024, like the first and maybe second quarter, where this really starts tightening up. And also that's when even more revenue is expected to come in for the earnings, right? And as we see here, we can see last quarter the company brought in 15 million, 11 million, right, 6 million, and 24 million, right? So they're making money, but they're not making the money right now that's justifying this price. That's why kind of no matter what happens, it just kind of continues downward into this channel, because it's not worth 1.33 billion, If you want to keep a newer company like this, that's rolling out new IP and shit, you want to keep them at 800 to 900 million, maybe $1 billion, understandable. But again, now we're talking about like a 30% drop from here, which would be basically back down to $1. So that's what I'm saying, right? It's like a situation like this. You get in real low, you sold at whatever, $1.40, and now it keeps going. Maybe it goes to $2, but just wait and hang out, because it's more than likely going to pull back again. It does have some positive catalysts coming out. I know it was saying what began this rally was when they were talking about the rollout late September of these trucks. And then they announced, I think, like they expanded into Canada or something. So now you have some positive catalysts coming in, but it's not translating to dollars yet. So you're going to have these tradable pops, but not the investable future quite just yet. I would wait for the revenue to start coming in more and more and actually meet and potentially surpass some of these expectations coming in before I would feel confident buying it, because even now it could be viewed as overvalued. And that's why I'm saying, for an investment, not for a trade, but for an investment, in my opinion, I would wait for, like, near that mid 2024, because you could probably get in at sub $1. And again, that's when the revenue is actually going to come in. Estimates for next quarter north of 20 million. So let's see if they actually hit it, right? Because last time estimates were big, the company came in with like 8 million or something, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they come in with like 8-9 million here, like, now they shit the bed again, and now they got to sell off and they got to drop back down. So you need the actual business of the company to start rocking and rolling here. Otherwise, again, you're not really going to have too much action, and you just you will have these, peaks and valleys that you can trade, but you will overall kind of have this, fizzling out, so to speak. But over here, again, stock charts, it could go either way. If you want to hold it, it's understandable. You obviously have to see how it reacts tomorrow, because again, even if it jumps up and it's up like 7-8% up to $1.70, that, as you see, is a key level. So it could immediately pop up and then reject and start selling back down. So we may potentially be near a top, and there is nothing that says it has to keep running to $1.99, but anything can happen, obviously. You guys know that. Anything can happen. You switch over to the 3-minute, it almost looks like it closed on a bearish hammer, which, of course, is bearish, but then you switch over to the 5-minute, it doesn't really look like that. But overall, even if you draw this trend line here from the bottom of before it ran there Thursday morning, and even if you draw up there and you connect, you're looking technically at a stock that closed below that support line. So that's why it could very well start dropping down here, perhaps back to this 135, 136 level that it retested here. And that obviously on the technical side would set up a double bottom, which could potentially pop it back up. Which if personally I saw something like that, then I would say, okay, they're going to bring it up to $1.70, $1.80 or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we don't force trades, and we take what the market gives us. And that's why I was saying about trading, it's like when we first looked at it back there, we had the setup and we understood that a trade was given to us, right? We're taking what the market is giving us with Nikola down here at 102 or wherever it was. And here we take what the market gives us, and boom, we get the trade. And right, unfortunately, this is a trader's market. That's what I mean. So a lot of you may have missed like the next 1 or 2 days that it continued upward. And again, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I know it sucks and it hurts, but also at the end of the day, if you made money, that is the #1 priority. So you have to try to focus on the positives here. But again, it was setting us up for a trade, right? So we took what the market gives us. We didn't force anything. We saw what and waited for what we needed to happen, and then boom, it freaking happened, and we hit the sell button and we made money. Here now, again, you're kind of in the middle. That's what I mean. So now that we kind of broke this trend line, we could continue downward and drop down to 130, 120. Or it can, drop down and bounce off the 20-day moving average and then pop back up and get back into this channel and continue running up. Either way, what you're now trying to do is predict instead of react. And that's why we say you want to react, obviously. You don't want to predict, because when you start trying to roll the dice and predict, that's exactly what you're doing. You're essentially gambling. You're just rolling the dice. Oh, this is going to go up, and you buy it. Like, you can't, you really shouldn't be doing it that way, obviously. Because of course it could work out, but I guarantee if I gave you unlimited funds and just told you to start doing it like that and start tracking trades, I can guarantee you would start burning through the account and you would have massive losses. And it's because, again, these stocks, they don't move on your feelings. Because you need it to go up doesn't mean it's going to go up. And that's why a lot of these key levels are very important for you to watch. Key support levels, drawing out these long-term trend lines. Again, I know recently it broke down and slightly broke above, but again, just overall, from the first time we looked at it, we were in like this downward trend, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to start identifying the overall like trend and movement of the stock, of the situation. And sometimes that can work out for your benefit. Meaning, again, a stock like Nikola may potentially, let's just say I'm right, and it continues to bounce around in this range all the way to June of 2024. So now what this is essentially doing is really technically giving you free money. You just have to play it correctly at the right time. And if you're doing options, you have to make sure you're buying yourself enough time. But at the end of the day, if they run it up to the top of the range, then you know it's going to go back down sometime soon. And then if they bring it down to $1 or sub-dollar, well, then you know it's most likely going to bounce soon. So now this may potentially just be handing you free money without you even knowing it, only because you may not have had the confidence in your quote-unquote TA, your technical analysis, to try to understand how to make money in the market. Meanwhile, it could really come down to something as simple as this. I know a guy, I think he only watches like 3 or 4 symbols for years. For years. Can you imagine that? Imagine that for 1 second. It's like no matter what's going on, no matter who IPO'd, who bought out who, nothing matters. Oh, the U.S. got downgraded. Nothing matters. You're watching 3 symbols. Me personally, I would probably go out of my mind. However, seeing a situation like a Nikola, and now me telling you to potentially make a watch list of fewer situations as opposed to a plethora, and to have like a buffet of situations at your disposal, sometimes less is more, right? And if you're right 80, 90% of the time on trades with these 3 or 4 or 5 symbols, as opposed to being right, 56% of the time on these 14 symbols that you used to watch, well, hey, listen, that's when we come back to our sayings of you're not married to these stocks, you don't owe these stocks anything. You need to do what increases your bottom line. End of story. Even if it is coming on to see what I'm talking about and betting against me, and you have an 83% success rate doing that, hey, listen, I won't take it personal, I promise you. Do what you got to do and make the money where you got to make it. But again, going back to the original point, we take what the market gives us and we don't force trades. And even looking here on the chart, you can see a fib level here at like $1.52, and that's what I mean. We can easily pull back and reject and pull back to $1. Or, of course, it could continue to keep going. But the point is to consider taking a position when the market gives you the best position. And I'm going to end it there because I'm just going to keep babbling. So, once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down in the comments section. I'm usually very quick to reply. YouTube, everyone says like the video, thumbs up, algorithm, helps me get more eyes on the channel, share the video. And subscribe to the channel. That is our handshake agreement. I will do update videos on stocks like this. I will analyze, like a Campbell's soup or something. And, of course, we have the Discord link in the description of every video. If you want to come in, you want to BS a little bit, you want to run some trades, you're more than welcome to join us. And I will do all of this for you guys. All I ask is that you help me help you. And by doing so, you push the subscribe button. But moving forward, more importantly, like I do always say, I understand markets are rocky and volatile and uncertain. So I want to wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.